So next week Avengers comes out, right? And this is one of the Fall Guys logos or thumbnails I've used in the past, or just created recently and starting to use. And with Avengers coming out next week, I wanted to make a custom thumbnail. I didn't really want to make it for myself because I can make one for myself anytime. Put a feeler out there, and Mern said, "Hey, yeah, I'll be more than happy to take a custom thumbnail." So we're gonna make one for him. We got his logo, some images that we can use, like the logo, some background images. Try to find as high res images as you can. Places like Facebook, YouTube, all like the 16:9 aspect ratio of 1920 by 1080. So they like to have it as close to that. So try to find images if you need to. Google the game and then also put 1920 by 1080 after it, and I get a lot of luck in finding images that are close to that, if not pretty close. Reason being, if you get it too small and try to scale it up, it's going to obviously be pixelated. So obviously we'll drag this one over just as a test. See, it's a little bit smaller than 1920 by 1080. If you guys have questions anytime along here, what I'm doing, feel free more than ever to ask questions, because I do this a lot and I forget to explain some things that just kind of come natural to me after doing it for so long. So one thing you can do is you can go up to the edit button for images and resizing and go to transform, or you can hit on a PC Control T and you can scale these things up. So it'll put like these little nubs around them that you can grab and stretch it out. This one wasn't too undersized, so it wasn't too bad. But if you get something that's probably only a quarter size of a 1920 by 1080, you probably want to try to find a bigger image. See, even this one got a little bit pixelated. But for a custom thumbnail, not a big deal, because it's never going to be super big size to where you're going to see that distortion. In Photoshop, your tools are along the left side, for those that don't know. That's what you're going to mostly be messing with. There's a couple tools in there, like your crop tool, your shapes tool, colors, things like that you'll hit up. And over here on your right side, you can see where my cursor's at. Actually, my camera's in the way. We'll slide it right over this way, actually. Sorry, I'm trying to do this trial by fire kind of deal. So if you see this little layers tab, this is going to be every element that's in your Photoshop. So my image is an element, the crown is an element, this Qual Guys graphic is an element, all stacked on top of each other. So obviously whatever's at top is going to be up front. So I'm going to delete that out, actually. Get rid of my image. I'm sure Mern wouldn't appreciate my image on his custom thumbnail. So we'll delete out all the old stuff. We'll get rid of... Actually, we'll keep some of this stuff. Wow, that's kind of cool right on its own, right? The colored graphic and everything. Isn't that cool? Dang, I might keep that. Okay, so we've got our background image. We want to bring in Mern's logo, and we've got a whole Avengers spiel here. Did that say that? Oh, there it is. Perfect. So we got Mern's logo open. We'll do a quick wand tool over here. Basically your select tools, and there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can go through and clip it all out. That's for other kind of circumstances. This one in general, we're going to do a wand tool where you just click in the white space and it'll select anything that's not white. So it selects all the white space. And for this, we can just invert it and delete out all and highlight everything that's a Mern logo. Copy, paste, and boom, it's in there. It's in there. So we can scale it up a little bit. It doesn't do a perfect job, so actually we'll go back and we'll do a different way of doing it. We'll go to color range. And this is another way. It'll basically take all the white in the image and grab that. There's multiple ways you can copy and paste stuff in inside of Photoshop, I will say. So definitely there's not one wrong or right way a lot of times when you're trying to do something. It's just a matter of knowing what to do. All right. So what I did was I made a copy of that colored page, as you can see, and then I duplicated it on top and took that funky looking color off of it. Because what I want to do, and I got to see if it's actually even going to work. We'll get Mern's logo. Anytime you click an eyeball away over here, it just makes it disappear for the time so you can work around it. All right. So what this is going to do is create multiple layers for us to play with. And anytime you have multiple layers, one thing I will say in custom thumbnails, there's a couple things that I think draw a lot of attention. You'll see a lot of streamers out there, and it's their prerogative. We'll have a lot of text, a lot going on, flashing colors and everything going on the same thumbnail, and it can kind of be overwhelming. So what I like to do, and if you've noticed in some of my custom thumbnails, is I like to make the logo big of the game possibly, or the text of whatever I'm doing really big, so that it can dominate the page and really make the image big and less copy. I'm just trying to get all the elements in here first and foremost. So I went out to Google. Like I said before, Google's your friend when it comes to these custom thumbnails. I always Google the game logo and then click. There should be an icon above there after results come up of transparent. It'll try to give you a logo that has a transparent background, which is huge, because then when you drag it over, you don't have to clip it at all. It's already clipped out for you. Obviously, you can get one with a white background, do what I did with Mern's logo, and clip out the background if you need to, but it may not be as clean as you want it to be. So if you can, try to find those. Obviously, this one's in a pretty good shape. Let's put that there. We'll play around with that a little bit. I'm just trying to get all the elements in here that I think I might want to use. And a lot of this, like I said, I don't get it right the first time. I definitely don't get it right the second time. I play with it for a while, and it ends up turning into something I like. So you see ugly stuff that I'm like, what the hell? And then it'll turn around, and then it'll end up being something. I'm really happy about the Fall Guys ones I've been doing. Over time, I hope to do enough of these for people that people can stop in and grab a nugget here and there of how to do things, figure out how to do this tool. Like I said, depth and big bold letters and big bold graphics are really going to draw people's attention in these kind of thumbnails. If you put too much on it, make it too busy, it's going to be kind of overwhelming for somebody visually. And that goes for the case for anything graphically, really. The trends now in graphics are to go minimalist. So less is more kind of deal. Let's see what we want to do here. So I got my logo, got this image, and I got a duplicate layer of it and a cool color behind it. And then there's a couple different ways you can do this. I'm going to try to erase out, and you guys will see it. As I erase out this background, you can see that other layer coming into play. And it's almost just like coloring, really. So that you can kind of see. And we're not going to get super close. Just get kind of close to these guys, and then we'll refine it later. Yeah? Okay. So then you can make your paintbrush a little smaller up here. Basically, all your tools are going to be on your left-hand side, and then to adjust those tools will be across the top. So opacity, which is basically your transparency of how much you can see in it. So we're going to get a little closer, refine this stuff. And the thing is, we can always go back. So this graphic, colorful background, we can always change it. So if we want it, say, red, or we want to make it more drastic of a purple, we can make it like that. Things like that. And then, so I usually focus on the main part of the image first, and then add in logos and copy and stuff like that later on. So we got Mern's logo and stuff in there. We'll add that in when we're kind of done here. And the best thing about this to remember is Command Z on Mac, Control Z on PC is your best friend. It undoes anything you do that you don't like, to a point where you have to go back and recreate anything. If you've gone too far, just hit Command Z, come back, and you're gonna be good to go. Okay, so we gotta make our paintbrush smaller as we get in here. Clean that up a little bit. So we'll just get into Black Widow's armpit here. Clean her up a little bit. Right quick. There's a little tedious work to this, I'm not gonna lie. Way to learn this the best way is just play with it and do YouTube tutorials. Honestly, if I don't know how to do something in it, and that's how I'm learning After Effects right now, is just doing YouTube tutorials. There's a million of them out there. If you find one you don't like and you want a better one, there's 20 other ones that you can look up and get the same result. And people all have a different way of teaching it. Like right now, I'm not really trying to teach it per se. I'm just trying to like show you how I go about doing it. I'm not touching your crotch. Just figuring things out. Actually, I'm gonna do that and leave that there. Okay, so we got the right side kind of done already. See, it doesn't take very long, and this was a little more of a labor intensive one. Sometimes you can get away with not having to do as much. Do that. Okay, so what we'll eventually do here, and I'm not gonna bore you guys with all this, is we would get all that clipped out, and then we can add a drop shadow to this front one. And what that's going to do, if you can see, we're pulling up our effects window. So layer styles. Inside of any layer, you can put any kind of styles like color overlays like I did on the background, a drop shadow like this, to try to add some depth to it. And you can kind of see it puts a drop shadow anywhere I didn't erase it. So that gives me a better idea where I need to go back and erase too. And actually, let me take this to the next level because I might need to do some clipping. So we'll take our clipping tool. It's a little pen tool over here. And if you have it clicked on path, you're actually going to make a clipping path around all these heads, all these fingers, and out the side here. And we actually might not need to do it to her since we erased a lot over there. And then that'll give us a nice hard edge around that image, so that we can have a drop shadow behind it. It separates it from the background and again gives us depth. I find this stuff kind of interesting and look at it as a way to help benefit other streamers, man, that might think they can't do it, but then they look at this and realize it's really not that. And I'm not doing the best example right now because I'm doing a clip out that's time consuming. So again, all things that are possible with just a little bit of knowledge. And I'm going to try to share a little bit more of that, maybe once a week. We're still going to have a lot of fun streams and stuff like that. But so what I'm doing right now is I'm taking that pen tool, and you see all these little points. You can draw around anything you can. You can go all the way out to here. Show you guys. And click on this point and drag it and make it curved to any shape that you need. So if he has a little bit of a muscle definition here, we can hit that. Hold Control and you click off, or Alt, and you click off that edge, and then you can just keep on going. Hair can be a little tricky, and for custom thumbnails, you don't need to go crazy. Just kind of follow the shape. The thing you want to make sure you do is eliminate all the light around the image. So I'm going into his hair a little bit. Okay, so we got that, and since we already went around that side of her, we're not gonna mess with that too much anymore. So basically, we'll connect it back to the beginning, and then we have a path. If we click on our tabs path over here and hit Make Selection, it'll make a selection around all that, see? And that makes life a lot easier when you go back to that layer and you need to delete something out. So we'll go ahead and erase all that. See, it helps you erase it out without... So I'm erasing everything out and around from that layer, which is huge. So now we should be able to turn on that drop shadow a little bit better. Okay. Yeah. So see, that helps with that layering-ish a little bit. Oh, so let's go into this drop shadow a little bit. Let's make it a little softer, shall we? Maybe we need to make an outer glow around this instead of a drop shadow. Do you think it needs to be dark or it needs to be light around them? Question mark. Okay, let's cancel that real quick. I got some more bleating to do. Later on, I'll put this in fast forward mode and you'll see how, like, I'll make an hour's worth of work look like ridiculously quick. Yeah. See, catchy little tunes, right? We may have to go back into Miss Black Widow over here and fix her shiz because she's being difficult. All right, let's go back to that outer glow. Let's turn off. So outer glow, basically make it white instead of like, so that you have a little bit of a glow behind them, separating them from. Okay. That looks pretty dope. All right, I gotta do a little repair. I done jacked up Black Widow's hair. She probably don't appreciate it. All right, let's put it back on there. See your luscious, beautiful red hair. That's all we're touching. That's all we're touching. Fixed. Boom. Bam. Damn. Okay. Let's see it. As you're doing this, please hit Command Save. PSD, so you keep all your layers separate. We'll flatten it later, make it a nice JPEG small size. But save, save, save. Don't wait until the end. If you do something major like clipping like that, go back and save it real quick. Don't wait around. All right. So what do we think the background needs to be here, people? Do we... Yeah. Let's go in here and play around with this background light a little bit, shall we? Ooh, pastels. Okay, no. Cloudy. Super bright. Ooh, we can make it all dark and demonic. All right, let's leave it like that for now. We can always change it again later. I'm not too worried about that. Bang, boom, bang, 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 bang. All right, I just noticed something else. My ADD is kicking in again. I gotta repair something again. Okay, let's do that. It's my own fault. I can't let things go. Yeah. Can't help myself. This looks dope. There's that logo. Boop. Let's get rid of that. There's the Mern's logo. Booyah, dude. All right. Well, I'm not quite ready for that yet. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna fit all this. Figure out what I'm gonna do to fit some of this in. Let's do that, shall we, huh? If all else fails, make the logo big. See what I mean? Eris, my dude Heller. Okay. We'll finish this up here soon, and then we'll get on some Fall Guys. Okay. So we've got the Avengers back there. That looks badass. You know, do we want to add in? So see, we've got them kind of separated out. Oh my gosh. I've clipped out more shit I need to fix. So, I mean, you always find more stuff, guys. You always find more stuff. Ooh. Too many layers. Okay. Let's... Oop, wrong button. Wrong button. I work all day on Mac, so I apologize if I button pop a lot in Photoshop. Because the settings can be a little bit different from... So you just need to bring his head back a little bit. Yeah! Ooh, this is like, banger. It's a banger, y'all! I don't want Hulk pissed at me. I cut out his hair a little bit. Yikes! And actually, I need to go back and take out... Oh, whoa, hey. I need to soften up his hair around here. See what I mean? See what I mean? There's always those little things that drive me absolutely bonkers. Bang, 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 bang. All right, so we've got some depth to this. We've got a lot of exciting elements going on. We blew up the Avengers logo, made it killer. Yeah. And now we need to figure out how we're going to incorporate Mern into this. We always want to try to figure out a way to fit the streamer. So we'll bring up his logo. See if we can spit some fire on this. Ooh, what did I do there? Whoa, what? Okay, that looks even doper. Yeah. Boss. That's boss. So we could really... So even in this sense, I'm not going to do it. You could even bring the Golden Gate Bridge forward. I'll show you what I mean. So say we were to... I'm just going to quick clip it to give you the idea. To make this even more 3D-ish, you could... You could bring that forward more and have it in front of the Avengers thing to give it even more depth. Since we've already got the logo up here dominating and these guys kind of popped up off of the background, we don't really need to do that per se. But that's always an option, just to keep that in mind, guys. Say we want to add this across here. And all I'm doing is basically drawing a color box across here. And what we're going to do with this is... Yeah. Dude, this stuff's so good. Now this time we just go through and pick a bunch of frickin'... This is the part that drives me nuts because I'm like, I might miss a font that's better. That's where my ADD kicks in. The real Mern. Okay, so we're gonna color match him. Get some red in this joint. Actually, no. Let's color this. Let's color this bad boy in his colors, shall we? So we're just gonna sample off of his logo. Grab all his fancy colors and use that so that we're matching everything there is to know about Murnish. So we've actually got to flip that up. Let's do that right quick. Hopefully that will start looking better. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, daddy like. Let's change that text back to white, shall we? So we're mixing on a little more with a little Avengers, right? Am I right? Am I right? There we go. Let's go. Come on. All right. So what do we need to do with this logo here to make this look fire? Okay. Yeah, yeah. So he's got a little curl there. I actually like it kind of like that, I think. And we'll... Actually, let's flip this around this way. Should we put one up there? That may not be. Okay. What do we think? Do we need a bar on top too, chat? Do we need a bar on top if we have a bar on bottom already? That's my question. You got to know when to quit and when to tap out and when too much is too much. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to stop and take a step back and say, that's not going to work. All right, so let's open up. Actually, I want to open up his other logo that says Mern. And Brian, if you're still in here, I promise, dude, I'll get to you. I'll get to your I'll get the Fall Guys soon, dude. I'm itching to play. I'm itching. I want to finish this up. And then we'll be on our merry way. Wait, what? Wait, why is that? Oh, there it is. There's the fire. Ooh, see what I did? All right, question. No top bar, Brian? No? Leave it out? I think you're right, dude. I think you're right. Less is more. Less is more, chat. Okay. Let's add a drop shadow to that bad boy. Shall we? Okay. Lessen the graphics on that a little bit. Do we add a stroke on that, maybe? Yeah, let's add a stroke onto that. 5. Banger! What do you think, guys? Do we do Mern with or without the name? Do we just do the Firebird? I think it'll be dope. I think it'll be dope without it. I'm gonna actually go without it. We got the other one still here, right? Yep. Let's make it a little bigger, though. Mern needs to be appreciated on this a little more, I think. Banana, 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 squash banana. All right. So let's take those two. Let's merge them. Let's merge them so that when we put a drop shadow on it, it's on everything. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, dudes. Fire! Can we change the color of that? Can we do something crazy? Can we do something crazy, chat? Banana, squash banana, banana. Ooh, see, you can just make it look like it's on fire. See what I mean? You can get really crazy with it. It looks lit. I gotta keep it down. Kid's napping. Gotta keep it down. Can't go crazy, people. Can't go crazy. Thinking this is starting to take shape, y'all. All right, let's make a copy duplicate layer of that. And then take the outer glow off. Yeah, that's looking fire. So we've got this finished up. I'm pretty happy with. Quick question: are we missing anything? Does anything stand out that we're missing? Are we missing something to say? Are we missing something sticking out that looks just weird? Like, what are we missing here? I know one thing we're missing. Let's go to our social medias. Change that right quick. Sometimes Photoshop can be finicky, chat, and sometimes you got to put it in its place and tell it what's up. Okay, now we should be able to move that over. Bingo. Let's get that white out of there, shall we? And then let's change this thing white. Let's make that paste. Whoa! I need the color back. I need the color back. There we go. All right, what's everybody think? Yeah? Good? Yeah? Sweet. I think, you know what, chat? I think we're done. I think we're done. I think we've got... So, now that you got everything refined, you save it as a PSD. Let me grab you a link. For show, dude. Now that we're done, the thing we got to do to make this ready for Facebook is take all these layers and flatten them. So you go to layer, flatten image at the bottom there. And there you have, it basically compresses all the layers down to make the file smaller. Then you'll go to file, save as. And in the save as type, you'll change it to JPEG. Because that's the, I think you can use PNG too, but Facebook likes JPEG the most. Just save it out as that. And you know what? I think we're done.